This is SWAPMEAT, the Cronenberg roguelite. What's a Cronenberg, I hear you ask? This is a Cronenberg. So is this, and whatever the fuck this thing is. Our goal in this campaign, harvest the meats of the planet, escape on our burger mobile, make some Cronenbergers, rinse and repeat until we find this pile of juicy flesh, and grind them up something good so the Teletubbies have something to eat. This is a sponsored video, and yes, they gave me money to play their playtest, but I seriously need you to wishlist this game on Steam and make this successful so that they'll invite me back to the next one, because this game has legs. Egregious pun, very much intended. There is a link in the description to get invited to the playtest, completely free from May 15th to May 22nd. With that out of the way, let me show you how the average chicken McNugget is made. After being 3D printed in the fleshiest way possible, Futurama Cowboy here
That's a surprise tool that can help us later.
shoves me into a freaking burger and drops me off in Tumor Town. Now, as a roguelike veteran, I understand what this situation is. The developers are trying to drop me in here and kill me almost immediately to show me how weak and feeble I am. We're all just made of meat, maybe some more than others, apparently. But I first tried Balatro, so these jokers will be no issue. Oh, what's this? Ominous timer on the right side of my screen that I didn't notice until it was too late? Whatever could you be? Oh, no big deal. It's just a meat shaman summoning what appears to be the result of Pyramid Head and Nemesis having a one-night mistake. Although I'm pretty sure I made this thing in Spore once. One man's body horror is another man's body fantasy is all I gotta say here. Hear me? While I did manage to turn myself into Davy Jones from the hit movie Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, I do miss pirate movies. Once Big Chungus finally got a hold of me, I got turned into the Squidbilly, then a piece of gum, then offended because Siri decided to mock me.
Can we get an F in chat?
So it turns out we won't be first trying this game. But psst, if I could do it again, I know for certain I could, because I have secrets that are only going to be revealed later. Now Carl, this fine gentleman's name here, finally explains the game to me.
Ooh, ouch, shit, them hunters got you, didn't they? Well, I thought you would have seen my warning posters over there.
Average employer
Well, anyway,
SOP.
I got something that's gonna help you with them star buggers. Them dirty star booger boys, okay? Come talk to me. Now, Squishy, that's gonna make a big old difference down there. Them star booger boys gonna be all scrambled up. They won't be able to find you so quick. Now, you still got a job to do. Follow them directives and we'll send down the harvester. I ain't gonna drop this big old hunk of bolts down there if you ain't got the meat. What? You better get that tuchus in gear. You gotta follow them prime directives. Oh dear, Squishy boy still got the little pea shooter.
Hey now, it shoots more than just pee, and you know that. Good to know I have equivalent rights to the average Amazon worker, but now, finally have two things going for us. One, the Paramesis twins won't be hunting us for like 8 minutes. And two, we actually know what we're doing now. Well, okay, honestly, I didn't for a little bit. I did go down there again, and due to my UI blindness, I was just shooting enemies, and then they showed up again and killed me. Bro, I am a fucking monstrosity right now. Oh shit, I was having too much fun, did not realize star up top means where we go. Christ, what the hell? What the hell? I got the Loch Ness monster on me? Oh, great. Okay, well, we got the Nemesis.
Information is now your last hope for a smoking hot bod.
That's fucked up. But take 3, that was when it really locked in for me. By this time, I was on to a couple different things. Number 1, the main gameplay mechanic here is killing enemies, taking their body parts and, you know, duct taping them to you. Not sure the mechanism of which this takes place. Each of these body parts has a different ability, and obviously different body parts have different abilities. This cool ass eye laser, which is one of my favorite abilities, comes from this freaking eyeball torso. And a whole bunch of these things have passive effects, which you can check out by just tabbing and going to see what your meat does. Number 2, you have a health bar in the bottom left, and your body parts have a health bar as well. It is my understanding your body parts will take 30% of the damage instead, so they function as a gelatinous body armor. 3, as you kill things, you can level up not only your weapon, but also abilities/items. The higher your level, the more the rarity increases, and there's some pretty funny effects you can get up to. And finally, I learned that this game is pretty inspired by Helldivers 2. Enemies have weak spots, there's random parts of the map with optional objectives that will stop spawning certain enemies, and you even extract, similar to how you do in Helldivers 2. Part of this information was also done because, just like in Helldivers 2, there's a little terminal where you can watch Rangus propaganda.
Hello, valued meat scientists. Before you embark on your upcoming assignment, please enjoy this mandatory HR training seminar to prepare you for your exciting career here at Rangus Meats.
It explains a bunch of the game, but it's also a little misleading because the video might be from a previous playtest.
Scary boss. Unfortunately, our top game development scientists haven't yet had the opportunity to develop this boss encounter, so they'll just whack the big guy a few times, get out with your new loot.
But who doesn't spread a little disinformation every now and then? Armed with my now gargantuan brain filled with knowledge, I almost beat the first planet. At one point, I was a skeleton driving a car with Flintstone spider legs, which was quickly replaced by
chicken jockey
before emerging from my cocoon to become the least aggressive wasp in North America. I had basically completed all of my objectives at this point. I just needed to kill the local aquatic fauna and I could have dippity-doo-dah out of here. Sadly, my time was up and I was squashed like the little bug I was. The hunters got my ass again. But after respawning and being called squishy by Carl, I was determined to win this next one. With all of my vast knowledge of the meat specimens on the planet, I knew that with the bug legs, the bug torso, and that's about it, I could jump really far, really fast, and move quickly. In other words, we can do this entire mission before the meat terminators come and get me. After destroying an insane amount of bug nests, going across the map, doing it again, and then chumming all over this Tidehunter looking dude, I had just barely completed all the objectives right when they showed up. All that was left was to extract, and this was my first time doing that. Like at the end of a panicky Helldivers 2 mission, you're stuck there defending yourself from all of the enemies while the ship decides to pick you up. Thankfully, the enemies don't really care that much that you exist, so you get to play tower defense and pop these meat balloons. After what is the most stressful 1 minute of my life, the Hamburglar machine picks me up and I thought I was done with my job. But it turns out, no, we've got a whole nother planet to go. And there's no breaks here. The sanitation might look like Tyson Foods, but you have the workload of an Amazon warehouse worker. Now, Planet 2 is where you start to get some crazy upgrades. You start seeing rare and epic items and abilities, plus the meat's higher quality over here as well. The enemies are certainly harder, but they're no match from the cryptid from Toy Story. Plus, I'm still trying to blaze through this entire stage, while going in completely blind, so Dumb and Dummette don't come and kill me. Now, for anyone who's played Helldivers 2, this next statement is going to be hilarious. The first time I experienced any kind of weird bug in this game was during the Rescue the Researchers section, which really brought me back to my early days of Helldivers 2. This is just the playtest, however, and it will be fixed later on. So because the researcher was kind of stuck walking continuously through the doorway but not moving, and there's no way to progress the objectives without, you know, him moving, there was basically nothing I could do except die. Now, the very sad part about this whole thing was that I went through the trouble of going to Planet 1 again, beating it quickly because I'm a speedrunner now, and finding out that the researcher was bugged again. However, third try, I got the researcher to work, and now we have to push the payload. It was here where my meat started to feel inadequate, because once I got to the area where a bunch of Beat Saber projectiles were being thrown at me, I realized I wasn't doing too much damage to those enemies. So upon returning to my ship, talking to Carl, and reevaluating my strategy, what is this? What am I looking at? What in the... Everything's... What is this art? What? Where's this from? Is this like a EVE Online character? What? I tested a couple of the weapons out and found something very interesting. The railgun is fucking busted. And while I can't show you the run that I figured all of this out in, because for some reason when I finally let Windows update itself, it reset all of my settings on my PC, so the sound wasn't working for the recording. So I guess you'll just have to watch me smurf on the unsuspecting denizens of Meat Manor. Oh, we're caught up. Now we finally made it past the part that's basically kept me hard stuck this entire time. Go through the kill zone filled with wasps and turrets, and push the payload onto God knows what. The only thing left to do is cook. Our build at this point is too broken and we're kind of one-shotting everything. Plus I've got a mini ukulele effect for my Risk of Rain 2 fans out there. So after setting the air fryer to 375 for 5 minutes, the chicken tendies are done. It's time to fly out of here and go to the final planet. Now this planet is definitely the hardest out of all the planets. It's a bunch of jack dudes with rocks and tiny heads. Plus you got mole people that do belly flops every now and then. And there's an insane amount of AoE damage to be taken. My answer to this is once again, railgun. I think I'm seriously going to have to consider using this conflict resolution tool in my day-to-day life. It's incredibly effective and I haven't seen the Pyramid Twins the entire run. At this point my build is so broken that the hardest part is just maneuvering around the grates. I got Carl to beam me up, Scotty, and we're out of here. Did I say that was the final planet last time? I forgot. I forgot to mention the boss. Now this boss is going to be a rather difficult... Oh, he's dead. Yeah, so admittedly, this boss fight is probably the easiest thing out of the entire run. He essentially just sheds his tiny little meat fleas several times, and then after you kill one of the Easter Island head guys, you pick up their head, chuck it at the laser beam, and then you're able to hit him. It seems like there's a limit to how much damage you could do each stage, so you actually have to do this 4 times in a row, making it slightly more tedious than it is difficult. He also drops the devil's turtleneck every time you shoot off one of his tentacles. But once you kill him, you get this cool little currency that you can trade in for extra buffs for your meats. And you unlock the next solar system. However, we're not doing that in this video. I'm going to be saving that for the Twitch stream. Somewhere between the 15th and the 22nd, I'm going to be streaming SWAPMEAT on Twitch. Make sure to wishlist SWAPMEAT and go down to the description and join the playtest. Completely free, and who knows, I might actually see you in game. Haven't tested the multiplayer out yet. Fingers crossed, better than Risk of Rain 2's. See you then, and use the railgun.